What is going on, everybody? WeedleTwineedle here, and we are back again with an Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon Wi-Fi battle, and this one's going to be a rarely used tier battle against Noah, a person I battle off my Discord server. And to all who are interested in joining my Discord server, I'll leave a link to my Discord server in the description. It is free to join, so worry not about subscribing to me on Twitch or becoming a Patreon. So, I'm using a pretty cool team, using some movesets you guys have suggested for me to use, such as Mega Banette, a crit Drapion, and Endure Weakness Policy on Mega, and just using Golisopod in general because Golisopod's a pretty cool Pokemon. People love it, and I like it too. So my opponent's team is very threatening, as you can see. Let's just hop right into this battle against Noah, as it's a pretty good battle. My opponent's team made me a little demoralized from Team Preview, but I don't really let Team Preview demoralize me. I usually just let the game play out. So if you guys are enjoying my Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon Wi-Fi battle content and really want to support my channel and what I do, I would appreciate it if you hit the like button, as it keeps me motivated to put out these uploads for you guys, and it's always appreciated. So on the first turn, he leads off with his easy bake. They Rotom Heat as I left my Yanmega. I literally have no electric resistance, so him leading off with Rotom Heat is not surprising at all because he can just Volt Switch around my team. He's just going to go for the Thunderbolt on the first turn as I just go for Endure to activate my Weakness Policy, and I can just knock this thing out with Ancient Power potentially. I don't actually have Ancient Power, but maybe he thinks I do, and I'm hoping he's just fearful of the Yanmega killing his Rotom Heat because Rotom Heat does really well against my team, so I was figuring he wouldn't want to stay in. So now he's going to bring this McDonald's as I click Reversal because I'm actually a mixed Weakness Policy on Mega. I have no attack investment outside of like the 4 extra EVs you get from EV training, but I am able to one-shot the Snorlax with the Reversal on the switch in. My best attack to hit the Rotom Heat to begin with was the Reversal, which is why I clicked it there, but he ends up just throwing away his Snorlax, which is actually hilarious. Now in comes Blade. And I know he's going to Shadow Sneak me. Unfortunately, Blade is going to ruin my day. So I'm going to bring in Zazan here, my Drapion here, my Shiny Drapion, a legit Shiny Drapion I got from the, Ultra Space Shiny Hunting. Very fun Shiny Hunting method. It's just kind of sad how, like, the Pokemon found through this method are just kind of, like, useless now, or, like, their Shiny value is just so much less than it used to be. But now I'm going to bring in Dreary Doll here, expecting my opponent to bring in either Donphan or Cobalion, because both of those switch into Drapion amazingly. So I'm going to pull a double switch into my Banette, as he does bring in his Rickroll, his Donphan, so I'm able to get that play correctly, as now I'm going to be able to Mega Evolve with my Banette Tight, and Mega Banette actually looks pretty cool. I actually forgot its design looked really like this thick. It looks really threatening, and we're going to Mega Evolve into Dreary Doll. Going to go for the Will-O-Wisp, as thankfully we're able to connect, and we're able to Will-O-Wisp and burn the Donphan, which is phenomenal for me because that means he can't really hurt me with Earthquake all that much. And he actually goes for a knockoff, expecting me to switch into my Xatu, I'm assuming, because I don't know why else he would go for a knockoff against a Mega Banette, but I guess he thought maybe I was regular Banette because I have used it in the past. But we're able to burn the not the Mamoswine, wait, this isn't underused. We're able to burn Donphan, as I'm actually going to switch into my Gotta Go Fast as Death Fodder, because I didn't really want to switch into a knockoff with my Xatu, and I figured he wouldn't go for Stealth Rocks because when you have Magic Bound Xatu on your team, the opponent is just so afraid to click entry hazards because, one, I have 2 Ghost types to spend block against Donphan anyways, and it's just, he risked just me bouncing back Stealth Rocks, which is just a pretty annoying thing to deal with, so I can understand why he's just spamming knockoff. Now I'm going to bring in nice hazards, going to go for a Calm Mind because I'm actually a Calm Mind Xatu, which is a pretty fun set to use, and we're going to get Calm Mind, increase our special attack and special defense, as my opponent's going to go for the knockoff, which is going to do reasonable damage, but unfortunately for my opponent, we're going to activate our Weakness Policy. I'm actually gonna go for Giga Drain because I was gonna run Roost on this thing originally, but I realized Giga Drain is just probably better to get some pinch recovery against some bulky ground types. And so we're able to Giga Drain, get all of our health back, yum! And down goes the Rickroll, unfortunately for my opponent. So now he's gonna bring in his Rotom Heat here, and I'm assuming this is Choice Scarf Rotom Heat because Rotom Heat does not outspeed me because I'm 10 max speed, as he ends up being Scarf Rotom, hoping we can live this Thunderbolt, as we're able to live at 2 hit points and retaliate with a stored power and knock out this massive threat, which is the Rotom Heat, because I have no electric resistance, so this Rotom Heat can actually spam Thunderbolt, and there was literally nothing I could do because I don't have a Stealth Rock around this team. So in comes the Deep Throat me, the Blade, as now I'm going to switch up because I know he's going to go for Shadow Sneak again. Blade is just ruining my Weakness Policy dreams, unfortunately. Going to bring in my Zazan here at my Drapion, as my opponent's going to go for the Shadow Sneak, and it's not going to do any damage. This is pretty much my go-to switch into the Blade, even though I do not have knockoff. And I'm figuring my opponent's probably going to switch into Cobalion here. I know I made this double switch earlier, so maybe he'll go for like double Shadow Sneak. If he does make that play, then, well played. But he does end up pulling a double switch and bringing in the Cobalion, the GOAT. And Cobalion's definitely definitely the GOAT, just in the wrong tier. We're in the wrong tier. This is definitely the GOAT in the underused tier. I believe Cobalian's an A+ in the viability rankings and underused, and since it is the threatening underused tier in Gen 7, that says a lot. So my opponent's gonna click Sword Stance here, as I have no reason not to click a Will-O-Wisp because I can burn this Cobalion, cut this thing's attack in half, as he does go for the Sword Stance to neutralize my Will-O-Wisp, which is a pretty smart move. And you can just keep clicking Sword Stance against me because my only offensive move is a knockoff, but I actually had Disable because I wanted to see how good Prankster Disable was with the Mega Banette. So we're able to disable Sword Stance as my opponent is no longer able to set up on my Banette. And I also have Destiny Bond on this Banette, but I want to save this for later in case I'm able to go for Destiny Bond on a bigger threat. So I'm going to switch out and bring Catch These Hands, Micropharagus, because I want him to go for the Iron Head against me, as my opponent's going to go for the Iron Head. Thankfully, it didn't have like Stone Edge or something, as Cofagus's coloring looks kind of weird because of the lighting, I guess. I don't know, it looks kind of bright for Cofagus's standard. So we're going to activate Mummy, and then activate our Eject button, no weakness policy, and now we're going to Eject button into Golisopod, eat a Tide Pod, perfect nickname for Golisopod, and now Cobalion really can't touch me because he's only at plus, well, he's actually at neutral because of the burn, so he really can't hope to touch me. I'm just going to click Aqua Jet here in case he has Continental Crush, because if he has Continental Crush, he can actually, you know, force me out because of the emergency exit, but because we went for Aqua Jet against a Mummy Pokemon, we're able to activate Mummy, and so our emergency exit is gone, so you don't have to worry about ability forcing me out, which is really useful actually, because that's like one of the things that holds Golisopod back to being a higher tier, which is exactly why I ran Cofagus on this team. So now my opponent's gonna go for the all-out pummeling. Thankfully he doesn't have like Continental Crush or something. I'm unsure what his last move is then. Maybe it's like Rock Polish, maybe it's Stone Edge. I'm assuming if he had Stone Edge he would have went forward against Golisopod. All-out pummeling does nothing to Golisopod because he's burned, and I can pretty much just like stay in here pretty freely. Like, I mean, sure, the disable on Sword Stance is gonna wear off soon, but I can just keep clicking Aqua Jet. Like, worst case scenario, he like crits me or something, but I can just keep clicking Aqua Jet, honestly, no reason not to. Close Combat's gonna do 0. Maybe he's trying to knock me into my emergency exit I don't have, because I have Mummy now, which is exactly why I'm running Cofagus on this team, like I mentioned earlier. So it's gonna get hit by Burn a little bit more, and now his Sword Stance is no longer disabled, so that's good for him. But I'm actually gonna pull a switch out here because I really wanted to use my Drapion in this game, so I'm gonna sack off my Xatu here to the close combat, I suppose. As down goes my Xatu to the close combat. Using Drapion in this game was extremely hard because he had both Cobalion and a Donphan alive and healthy, and so Drapion really had no hopes of doing anything. So down goes my Xatu to close combat, which is fine. That's exactly why I preserved its health bar. As now I'm gonna bring in Zazan, my Drapion. It is a Hunter x Hunter reference, by the way, in case you guys didn't understand. And now I'm actually gonna go get Iron Headed, unfortunately. He's gonna go for the Iron Head, hoping we don't get flinched, as unfortunately he does flinch us, which is pretty bad. And I'm like, okay, the flinch kind of screwed me over. But you know, I'm still gonna try to use this Drapion set because I mean it's now or never essentially. He's gonna go for Iron Head, do 0, and now I'm actually gonna go for my Z move, and we're gonna use the normal Z move. You guys should already know what's incoming. We actually have the Z Acupressure. We're gonna boost our crit rate by 2 stages. We're gonna see what the RNG Acupressure is gonna give us this time around. Gonna go for Z Acupressure, as we're actually going to get a speed increase, which is exactly what I needed in this scenario, so I'm not complaining, as now we're going to be able to revenge kill this Cobalion with Fell Stinger. That was another move someone suggested me to use on Drapion, so I figured I combine the movesets instead of using the movesets individually. So we get Z Acupressure to give us a random stat increase, give us increased crit for a Sniper, which unfortunately we kind of neutralized because of Mummy there, but it's not a big deal. We're at +3 attack now because of Fell Stinger. Give us the attack, yum! But unfortunately, Deblade has been cock-blocking me this entire game. He's going to bring in Deblade, and unfortunately for us, Shadow Sneak is going to be able to revenge kill us. I really wanted to see this Drapion like clean up, but unfortunately my opponent does have the priority in the back. We're going to activate Mummy back onto Deblade, so now we're going to have to hope we don't miss attacks against him, because Deblade's like one of those Pokemon you just completely forget has no guard. Like, it's just the ability that's like never comes into effect with Deblade because it uses Sacred Sword and like Shadow Claw and Iron Head, all which have 100% accuracy, so I don't really understand why they gave Deblade no guard. Gonna go for the Aqua Jet here because I want to get rid of my emergency exit yet again, and we're going to activate Mummy because I know he's going to try and Shadow Sneak me to activate emergency exit, so I'm going to go for Aqua Jet so I can activate, or get the Mummy so emergency exit doesn't activate. So now we're going to live at 63 health. I'm going to go for the Bulk Up because the idea behind the set was to set up some bulk ups to get, you know, your attack and defense pretty high, and then your opponent's gonna have a difficult time outgoing you if they don't have like electric stab on the special side. My opponent's gonna go for a sword stance, thinking that he can set up on Golisopod, which normally he can because, you know, water bug doesn't really hit the blade that bad or that good. But Golisopod has access to knockoff thanks to Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, so we're able to knock off the Violet, and I'm very glad I didn't run first impression because the item is such a noob, or not the item, that move is such a noob trap because it just doesn't really do that much damage, and you can't use it more than once unless you switch out, so it's not the greatest move in my opinion, not for this moveset, or for this strategy anyway, so I'm sorry guy that you wanted to see me use first impression Golisopod, but I like this Golisopod build a lot better. So we're able to live at 2 HP, get our berry, and then just knock off and knock out the Blade. So down goes Blade as that annoying threat has gone down. Unfortunately, the cock blocked all of my sweeps. In comes Sweet Dreams, and my opponent's Cresselia actually had a horrendous matchup because literally every member on my team could solo this Cresselia. So we're gonna live at 7 health with our Golisopod, get it a special defense lower, which is kind of unfortunate, but we do have the leech life, we have the technology, so we're gonna leech all of our health back. Yum! Give me all of my health back, Cresselia. And I'm pretty much at the point where Cresselia can't kill me in this Golisopod. Could have probably done this against the Cobalion, but I really wanted to try out the Drapion set in this game. And I'm glad I did because we got an Acupressure speed boost plus the Fell Stinger, so we could have potentially like hard won that game. But you know, the Blade kind of cockblocked us, but we're still able to win in the end with Golisopod, and we're able to defeat my opponent with, I believe, a 3-0 victory. So that was a pretty fun battle against Noah. If you guys enjoyed this Wi-Fi battle and really want to support my channel, I would appreciate it very, very much if you hit the like button, as it's always appreciated. Anyways, the question of the day is going to be, oh dear God, which Pokemon would you guys like to see me use in my future Wi-Fi battles? Let me know in the comments down below if there's a certain Pokemon you'd like to see me use, or if you have any moveset suggestions for said Pokemon, you can leave those in the comments as well. And if you see a moveset suggestion in the comment section you'd also like for me to use, feel free to leave a thumbs up on that comment, so you know, the more thumbs up the comment has, the more likely I will use the moveset. Please keep in mind that I draw a line somewhere, right? Like, some movesets are just not meant to be. Like, I'm sorry, guy who's been requesting me to use Special Mega Beedrill with adaptability. Like, it seems, you know, adaptability Sludge Bomb, how good! But guess what else gets adaptability Sludge Bomb? Dragalge. I know, like, I don't have to actually handicap myself to that degree, so like I give my opponents free wins. Like, I would like to think that the people that battle me don't want me to like handicap myself to give them free wins and to give them decent battles, but I guess some people just want to see the world burn. But yeah, please keep that in mind before you comment a moveset suggestion, because I mean, the worse it is, the less likely I'm gonna use it. Though I mean, I do use bad movesets, right? I do, but like, some people take it too far. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below which Pokemon movesets you guys would like to see me use in my future Wi-Fi battles. But of course, thank you guys so much for watching till the end of the video. I'll check you guys next time. Bye.